Okay guys, we're in Sutherland and the Ouberg Lodge or Ouberg Pass that comes down, or the Forgotten Highway from the Roggeveld, from the Karoo. We've arrived last night, but it's been overcast against the prediction of the weather, and we lied all day. It's about 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock now. Overcast the whole day, raining, drizzly, and it seems like it's clearing up. And we're going to try and do star trails tonight, or some astro photography, whatever comes in. There's a couple of buildings that we've detected, and we're just going to work out where to stand. You know, sometimes if it's in the evening, you don't know where to pop the flashes, because the flash then reflects into the lens. So we're going to identify where we can stand with the flashes and then mark the spots, so that tonight when it's dark we don't have to run around with flashlights and see where we can stand with the remote triggers and so on. So let's go. So we've got a few old buildings or remote structures that's busy collapsing. We've got this nice, very old, it seems from the 1800s and 70s, because that's what the graves indicate. Over here, there's a very old structure. You can see that. But we're looking at that direction to get the stars to trail over there. So if we do that, we've got a couple of unwanted structures like the drums and the corrugated iron that I don't want to start moving around now. But basically it will be from here, which could be good because we've got a lot of texture over here. So we might look at this one. A lot of unwanted structures, some very dangerous wires and fencing over there. This here we don't want in the image. Over here we're not going to clear it. We've got another building over here, very beautiful building, also very old, but we're looking to photograph towards that side. So this is the prettiest part of the building, and we need to go to the back, so we wouldn't pick this one as well now. We got this one, and remember that we want that direction, we want to photograph in that direction. So over here, if we go back, we'll see the leaves are most probably going to blow in the wind, and there's a pole that we can Photoshop out, but it's very dangerous over here. How does, if you show them, there's a lot of shit over there that we might injure ourselves. But also a very old building. So here's one that's relatively long, with a couple of dimensions, a couple of angles, as you can see at the back there, and that's exactly why we're here, is to actually find out where to stand. Number one, mark the spot of the tripod, and then see where we could come out and pop flash at the back to create some texture. So this looks like an angle, it's in the right direction as we want to photograph, and we must look at some unwanted stuff on the sides, in front and at the back. So let's look at the left over here. So there's the structures I need, and I can get the stars going through those pillars. Okay, let me mark my spot for right below the tripod. And so how does, if you look towards the back there, we must see if we can't pop a flash at the back with some of that old buildings, and therefore if I move a bit over here, then that old building over there at the back. So I'm just going to stand right here, and I'm going to go to behind this building, this structure, and then see where I can stand if I do pop a flash or light, so that I don't expose myself out from there. And then I'll mark a point. He'll mark a spot over here where the tripod is, and I'll go to the building at the back. If you move a bit to the left, right there at the back is a far building. I'm going to see if I can light that up as well, and put a flash off inside of the left, that building over there. This wall here is white, so we need to be very careful to over expose this with the light. And we also need to be very careful, because if you see on top there of the roof, it could drop down on your head if you enter there. It's about, I think, about 9 o'clock in the evening, 10 o'clock in the evening, and we've waited for the clouds to disappear. After 2 days, beautiful skies, bright skies, the stars are actually tanning us. We're back on exactly the spots that we've marked out and showed you this afternoon. And basically I stuck the D810. We've got the camera set on f3.5, 1000 ISO, and we kept it on 20-second exposure because Hardest went to try and get even light. As you can see, there's a lot of different walls and different angles and so on. To get the light to shine from the right angle and to get some contrast was a bit of a schlep. We've done a bit of experiments with the flashlight, with the headlamps, the petrol headlamps. Quick, very quick, fast, softer, and we'll see what's the best. We ended up with a vertical exposure, and I think we got the lighting right on the last one where it was a very strong burst of flash from the headlamps. So that is it. The stars are beautiful. We've used this building as a foreground just to give a bit of depth, because there's not a lot of trees. As a matter of fact, there's no trees. There's a windmill over here, but this is very beautiful setting in the day, and we just need to perfect it. We still got tomorrow, so we'll see what comes out here. Hardest will stitch them together and see how he can actually get the best lighting of a few of the compositions. So we pre-visualized the image, and we obviously lit the scene, taking in consideration that Hardest was going to stack the images to get one specific lighting condition. And so each individual image that we took was lit with a headlamp, a petrol LED headlamp that I had one and Hardest had another one. And because our studio light was too bright, and we didn't have a very small pen light to actually light the scene. So we individually lit pieces of the wall as they were stacked in different distances, with the idea that Hardest was going to stack them in the post edit. So we had the one area lit with the one image, and then we stack it with another area that was lit in the center and another image that was lit on the side. So at the editing suite, they were then taken individually, and the stars had to be edited individually. The colors and the temperature and the hue and the white balance was individually highlighted and then stacked together. And then the best image of the lot of the stars was selected, and the bottom ones we stacked so that we get even light all throughout the foreground. So on the editing suite, that's basically what happens. Every individual image that was edited to get the light foreground where we lit the building, and then of course the stars as well. And when they were stacked together, these areas that were lit were then stacked together, made one image for the foreground, and the top one was selected for where the stars were the best exposed. And they were all within the 20-second range, 19, 20, 21 second range, because we found that to be the best, as well as 1000 ISO on full frame cameras, with the 16mm lens on the D810 and the 24 to 35 on the Nikon D610. What I want to show you guys as well is this specific, all those images were taken within one specific radius of 20 meters. All those buildings in the previous visit at this very same place, the foreground that we show over here, the building that was broken down, was a very colorful old building, and it was actually demolished between my previous visit and this visit, which makes it, which could have made it quite a different shot, because it's very colorful. As you can see, the people painted the old house, but it became a bit unsafe, and they broke it down. And of course, this colored plaster was also removed by the bulldozers, so it brings out a more earthy sort of tones in the brick and the old stones. And house was probably built in the early 1900s or late 1800s. With the previous visit, the colors worked very well because I had a very overcast conditions, and I could not take one image of the stars, as it was the first rains that they got in this very dry, otherwise period or area, and you get some magnificent light, as you can see over here with the landscapes. And the other thing that makes this very spot very unique is that just behind the buildings where we take the images, or took the images now, is a plateau that goes down into the Tankwa Karoo. So what happens is you got this
magnificent scenery just going down what they call the Ouberg or the Forgotten Highway, which is a fantastic landscape areas both on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side of the road. And at the top where we took this image from is the front side of the buildings that we are using as foreground for this Astro. So what happens is the clouds come over this embankment, a mountain, and it blows right above our heads, and it forms this color sunsets or sunrises that literally makes one feel that you can touch the clouds. So beautiful spot for landscapes, sunrises because of the cloud and the clear skies, midday because of the greens and the tones and the buildings in the foreground, and then the very cloud formations that one get, and then also sunsets, absolutely fantastic, as you can see with this pink and yellow and orange clouds that we had with the previous visit. So that's it from the Roggeveld Karoo, or the Tankwa Karoo, Roggeveld Karoo in Sutherland. A very beautiful Astro photography session that we had, and we also showed you what happened in the daytime when there's a lot of clouds. You don't have to wait in the evening. It's fantastic sunsets and sunrises. And remember to like this video and to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Joe's Camera, and the Vimeo channel, Joe's Camera, exactly the same. See you next time.